The Miraculous Descent by Baron Alistair. I awoke one morning, a lot on my mind, and reflected on the sleepless night before. I rolled out of my bed and, still somewhat dizzy, started to get dressed. Long pants and a long-sleeved shirt. It was springtime where I was, but I had little interest in the weather conditions in Grapevine, Texas. I only worried about Whitefish, Montana. I returned to my bed, completely dressed, and closed my eyes, thinking hard about the family reunion I had taken the summer before. We had hiked 8 miles up a mountain in Whitefish, a few thousand miles above sea level. I focused on the breathtaking natural beauty of the mountain, and when I opened my eyes, I was there. Where I stood was actually a ridge high on one of the walls of a valley that had been carved out by a glacier. The instant I found myself standing on the ledge was the same instant I felt every hair on my body stand on end, and I felt my entire body tighten with the cold Montana mountain air. I saw, in the distance, longhorn sheep and mountain goats grazing on adjoining mountainsides. The walls of this valley were so high that they pierced the very clouds, and snow formed on the tops of every one. The beauty was so stunning, all the colors so magnificent, that I soon realized I had been holding my breath. I leaned against a large rock and surveyed the world around me, taking it all in. I looked out, into the open air a ways above me, and even further above the bottom of the valley. I closed my eyes and concentrated. When I opened my eyes again, I was floating in the open air I had previously been staring at. I was so high up, I couldn't even make out the ledge I had been standing on only a moment before. I took a deep breath, drawing the icy air deep into my lungs, and hung there for what seemed like an eternity. Above me, I felt nothing. Below me, I felt nothing. All around me, only the ice-cold air. I felt nothing. I knew nothing. I was nothing. Finally, after 100 years had passed in mere seconds, I exhaled and felt gravity take control. I began to fall, slowly at first, but then increasingly faster. I found myself quickly plummeting to the earth far below. I felt the freezing wind whipping across my body, chilling me to the bone. I heard the air whistling past my ears, smelled the briskness in my nose as my descent continued. I looked around me, watching the mountains and valley walls reaching higher and higher above my head, as the ground below me got closer and closer. That sudden transition between the feelings of nothingness to the overwhelming assailing of all my senses was a feeling I cannot even begin to describe, a force that filled me with thrills and chills like I had never experienced before. As I plummeted down, I felt the world. In this brief moment, I had felt the entire world as a whole thing. And then I blinked. I found myself once again in my bed. I sat up and exhaled the last of the icy air. I walked to the door, went downstairs, and had breakfast.